the interview right now. So wait. Okay, now it's working. All right. So hi. I'm out here with my friend Chloe. Chloe, why don't you like briefly introduce yourself to the audience, like your name? Oh, I just say the name, but yeah. Your age, like your major, and your like dream career, you know.
Yeah, of course. Hi, everybody. My name is Chloe. I'm 20 years old. I currently attend the University of California, Los Angeles. I transferred from Pasadena City College. I'm currently an English major with a minor in Asian American Studies. And I would say my dream career is, as of now, to become a community college professor. So
Oh,
that's where I'm at.
okay. You're trying to go back to PCC?
PCC is definitely up there on like schools I would like to apply to. So yeah, maybe, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's pretty nice school, you know, among the community colleges. So, I mean, it will be awesome if I see you there teaching, you know, future students.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So, let's move on to the next one. So, like, I never asked you like how many schools you got in, but among all the schools that you got in, why did you choose UCLA? And can you also like tell us like what are the other options that you had when you were deciding, you know, which school to go?
Yeah, of course. So I applied to only three schools actually as a transfer. I applied to UCLA, UC Irvine, and UCSD. And I will say it was a bit of a personal reason because when I applied out of high school, I applied to those three UCs and I didn't get into any of them. So when I was a transfer student, I thought I should try again. I have more years of school under my belt, other activities. Um, so I ended up getting into all three of them, which is great. I was
Mhm.
really happy to have those options. But I chose UCLA because one, the location was ideal for me. I wanted to be close to my family,
Mhm.
but far enough that I could like dorm and be involved in campus.
Yeah.
So UCLA is like a good like middle ground. And then in terms of like program, as an English student, UCLA's English program, and their like College of Letters and Science in general, I mean, is known for being
Yeah,
like
for
one of the
sure.
best in the
Yeah.
so that was definitely another reason why I picked UCLA over the other two.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So, you know, like if you look at all those like Reddit, were you use Reddit when you transfer? Did you
Uh,
use
I actually
no?
I actually did not use Reddit no when I
Oh,
transferred.
okay. So this is like common question that all the like Reddit users ask. Like what's your stats? Like your stats, like GPA or like high school GPA, you know?
High school, I can't really remember what my high school GPA was. It definitely wasn't a 4.0.
Okay.
I like got B's in mostly like my math classes. I was really like not good at math. Um, so yeah, not a 4.0 out of high school. Maybe a 3.7, so somewhere around there.
That's decent, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and like, do you want me to talk about like my PCC stats as well,
Yeah,
or?
sure, if you don't mind, please, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. So PCC, luckily, I actually graduated summa cum laude. So I had a 4.0 my entire 2 years at PCC.
Okay.
So that was, yeah, that was like a crazy accomplishment for me. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. So yeah, that was right.
I mean, you worked hard and you earned it, so, you know,
Thank you. Thank you.
deserve it. So, okay, so next one is like, what differentiated you from the other candidates? Like, you know, every candidates who apply to UCLA or like Berkeley, whatever, like top schools, they all have like 4.0 GPA and like crazy extracurriculars, you know. What do you think is the factor that differentiated you from the others that helped you get into UCLA?
Wow. That's a really good question. Wow, I don't know. Because you're right. Like, I mean, me and you
Yeah.
at PCC, we were surrounded by people who did a bunch of extracurriculars,
Yeah.
like all of our coworkers and everything. And
Hmm.
everyone had good grades. So you're right. Like, what differentiates people? I think for me personally, maybe just because I like to believe like my strong suit is my writing. I feel like my personal essays
Mhm.
really played a big role in my admission process. Um, like really being able to like select things that like extracurriculars that I can like talk about
Yeah.
on a personal level. Like for example, like I mean, everyone does extracurriculars,
Yeah.
um, and you could pick like one out of like the seven, eight that you do.
Yeah.
But I feel that being able to like write about it after choosing one that really like shows your personality and you're able to like talk about comfortably is really something that can like set you apart. So I think I would say my personal essays um, is kind of what differentiated me.
So yeah, I definitely agree on that point because I mean you can do all those crazy ECs, but you know, you can only write about it, like the name of institution and your position, not the like all the details that you did. But on your PIQ, you definitely can elaborate on all those details that you did. So if you choose like something that you're really passionate about, you have more to talk about on your essay, which like admission officers can take a look on, right?
Yes, exactly. Mhm.
That's good. That's I think that's really helpful advice. Yeah. That's also a good advice. So like move on to the next one then like you mentioned like you did like ECs that you're passionate about. Like what kind of extracurricular activities that you were involved in while you were at PCC? Like
So I had a few that really like kind of carried me throughout my PCC journey. One of them I would say is working at the Writing Success Center,
mhm,
which is basically a like center where I get to like tutor peers in writing, whether it be like business proposals, like a sociology paper, a lab report. So any subject, but anything that has to do with writing, they can come in and get
mhm.
tutoring on that. I feel like that was a very important extracurricular to me. One, because as you know, like I want to work in education kind of
Yeah.
like in that
Yeah.
field. So it was good getting that experience, building the network. I feel that that's like another big thing with your extracurriculars is like who do you know within those extracurriculars that can
Yeah.
help you on your journey. So that was one that was really important. Another extracurricular I did was the Critical Theory Club for
Hmm.
PCC, and that was a tough one because like I've never been like an officer in a club before in high school, and like it was very new to me. Being a part of one club, being a part of a club is one thing, but actually like being on
Like
the board
managing.
and trying to
Yeah.
yeah, it's like totally different. So I think that was a great lesson for me to learn at PCC, like how to actually like step up and be a leader,
Hmm.
how to make sure your voice is heard with when other people are also throwing out their ideas. How do you listen to other people? How do you incorporate other opinions and things like that? So those were two really big extracurriculars. I also did, as you know, I also did JAM, which is the orientation
Yeah.
for first year students at PCC, which I also
Yeah.
think was really beneficial, I feel, to both of us even.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, definitely. Like the network we got, the experience we got in like leadership, also like community building.
Hmm.
It showed how like we were very involved
Yeah.
and like committed to the PCC journey. I
Yeah.
mean, we have to believe in PCC to
Yeah.
become an orientation and really like promote and welcome
Yeah.
students to the school.
Hmm.
So I think those were like the main three ECs that really like solidified and defined my PCC journey. Mhm.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, definitely the jam, like not just because of like my friends who were leader like yourself and like Matthew, but also the students that I what should I say like mentor. Yeah. Yeah, it was really great for me to like have like chance to like get involved to PCC community and actually inspire like someone to become like jam leader or like someone to whatever, like, like, but yeah, it was definitely beneficial. And I think, yeah, I think I'll probably gonna remember that, like reminisce that even on my deathbed. I'm like at the age like 90, I'll be like, oh, I was a jam leader.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that one's, yeah, really good. So I mean, you next question, you like kind of answered it already, but like why did you choose like community college? Like let's say for example, like you had the option to go to like four-year institution, which in that case, when you apply for transfer, the four-year institution has more like prestige title, when you apply to schools. So what was your reason, coming to PCC? Like,
That's a good one. Well, like I mentioned earlier, my admissions process out of high school was unsatisfactory for me personally. It didn't align with like my goals, um, not only like academically, but also like financially. Just like the time of my life, it like didn't work out to go to a four-year institution. Um, so that was one of the reasons why I chose to go to community college. But
yeah.
even like now, looking back on it, like you said, like imagine like you have the choice to go to
Mhm.
a four-year institution or community college. Um, Definitely community college is the way to go. I mean, like the amount of money you save, I
Yeah.
know that's like a one of
Big
the
thing.
main reasons that promote it. And I kind of want to like reinforce that yes, like it's such a financially um like ideal option.
Yeah.
But also beyond that, I feel like the things that don't get promoted enough,
Mhm.
like the resources that community college has. Yes, you get the name when you're at a four-year institution, but the resources will vary by school. Like, I feel like PCC, for example, had such a strong like transfer resource.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, they were well-rounded with other resources for people who wanted certificates, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Um, so resources, I feel like, is another big reason for community college. Another one, I would say, like the transition in terms of transitioning from high school to college. Community college kind of like eased you into it.
Hmm.
So like class sizes were smaller. Uh, there was no like pressure to live up to this like prestigious name
Oh yeah.
um situation, I
Yeah.
mean there was definitely like pressure to do well, of course, and you always want to do well no matter where you go, but I think I chose community college for like my own personal reasons, but if I were to do it all over again, I would definitely say I would choose community college for, like the money aspect. I saved a lot. Also the community, the resources, the opportunities that community college has to offer.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, one of the main reason, like for me when I come to PCC, it was mainly because it has like number one transfer rate, like
Mhm.
nationwide. But
Mhm.
once I finish it, like when like what should I say? In my next life, if I chose to come to like PCC, the reason that I would come here is because of like the sense of community and like all those people that I met throughout the journey. Like, a lot of people say like community college, oh, when you go to community college, you're not able to like all the people there out there are like kind of like students that are not doing well academically and like in general, like life wise. But I don't really agree on that point because a lot of friends that I met in community college is more like goal oriented than the kids like just went to like four institution right after the high school. So yeah, it was really nice to be surrounded by all those people, who has their own goal and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. I mean, like you mentioned, there were a lot of people around me who like not only professors, faculty, but like our fellow classmates, our
Mhm.
colleagues, really like pushed me to like do better and to really like strive towards the goals that I had. So I agree with you for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so next one, I think you probably already answered this one too, but let's talk about like your time at Pasadena City College. Like how do you evaluate it? Do you think it was like prime time of your life, or was it like a shitty moment of your life?
Well, let's see. I think it definitely, like most moments in life, like there's the good and there's the bad,
Yeah.
a good mix of the two. I think when I first like realized that I was going to PCC, it was like oh my gosh, am I hitting like rock bottom? Like, is it over for me? But once you're there, you get over like the whole dramatic part of it, and it's like, no, this is a good school. Like, this is a great institution to learn and to like meet people. So I think like PCC was a highlight of my life. I would say like now, even now, like you don't just like forget about it. Like it's a moment of my life that like I will probably never forget. Um, Even now when I'm like at big, like beautiful UCLA, I still think about like, oh, like, I really miss like going to class at PCC sometimes. I really miss being there and having that time of my life. Um, so I would say PCC was, yeah, it really helped me become who I am today. And I look back on it fondly, even though I know that there were times that were definitely trying. There were times that, you got to overcome some obstacles, but overall, a really beneficial, um, a great, great time of my life for sure.
Like the 2 years you spent at PCC, like you won't forget, till you like die,
Yeah, I actually I will never forget it for sure.
Yeah, I think yeah, I agree on that point too. Like I met a lot of like special people, a lot of good friends. Also the location was great, Pasadena, very safe. The weather was really nice. Yeah. I think it was, yeah. I'll definitely agree on that point, and I'll say was the most like beneficial time of my life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so next one will be the last question. The So, do you have like any advice to like students who want to transfer to like UCLA or other UCs, like do this, do that? Do you have like any advice for them?
Ooh, I feel like there's so much I can say
Yeah.
in terms of advice, but I think my main thing, like as cliche as it sounds, is to really like trust in the process.
Yeah.
Like the transfer process will work if you believe that it will and you work with it, you know? Um, like you can't, it's not going to be given to you, obviously. Like you're not just going to be like, okay, like since I'm at a community college, that means I'm transferring to UCLA in 2 years. Like there's so much you have to work for and finding that motivation to do that work, which is hard. It's difficult. It takes a long time for some people, but to get to that end goal, you really have to like believe in the process and trust in your ability to make the most out of the process. So I think for those who are going to community college and who are hoping to transfer to a prestigious four-year institution in the future, like I know you can do it, like for sure. Like the students who want to, they will
Yeah.
because uh, yeah, you gotta work for it, believe in yourself, obviously do well in classes, etc. Like do ECs, keep your grades up, talk to people, network. But I think like that applies to anybody who goes to college. But for people who are trying to transfer specifically, um, definitely like don't give up in the middle of it. Be like, oh, like I'm never gonna get there. So um, don't hit the wall because it'll keep going up as long as you pull yourself up there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like I think the biggest advice that I can also give is like you should find your way to manage the stress, because that's the most reason why people give up in the middle of their courses or like whatever. If you get
Mhm.
overwhelmed and if you get burned out, like you can't do anything about it. So just like managing your mental health not to get burned out in the middle of the process is very important. So yeah, that's true, Chloe.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
All right, so this was it for the Chloe. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Chloe. Maybe yeah, you might see her in the future at UCLA. So thank you, Chloe. Bye.
Yes.